OMG. Welcome back to my channel. So excited you are here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. It's Jody Dunn. I'm coming at you with a new weekly video. We are going to be working in the kitchen today. I have a lot of drawers and cupboards that need some organizing and most likely decluttering. So that's what we're going to be working on today. If you're new and you just found me, so happy that you are here. Would you please say hello to me and let me know you are new right down in the comment section. I would love to welcome you and say hello to you. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back to another video. I truly appreciate you. Leave me a hello down in the comments so I can say hi to you as well. So I'm going to start off in my miscellaneous drawer. This drawer mainly houses stationery stuff like ink pens, stapler, highlighters, Sharpies, those type of things, birthday candles, just miscellaneous things. And it was getting a little out of control. And I had recently bought, well, I say recently, but it really hasn't been. It's been quite a few months now. I wanted to get some, I really like these acrylic containers from Target. I had a couple in there, I think, from the dollar store, and I'm going to show you in a little while how they're just flimsier and like one of them's cracked. It still works fine, but anyways, I just wanted to get some acrylic ones in here. So I only had one that was the size I wanted. I didn't buy enough when I was at Target, but I'll show you how I improvise in just a minute. I mean, I did buy enough. I think I bought two because I was thinking I would need two for this drawer, and I ended up using one in another drawer or someplace else in the house. I can't remember. So anyways, this drawer used to be completely overfilled with pens and pencils and things, and we eventually have gone through a lot of the ink pens, have ran out of ink. So it's a lot more manageable right now, although the drawer was just a complete and utter mess. So it needed to be cleaned up. I don't anticipate I'm going to have a lot of decluttering in this drawer. Maybe some trash, but nothing probably to donate. So here is the one. Like I said, it's working fine, but it just got all cracked. I do like the dollar stores for some things, but I do find most of the time the items are not high quality, of course, because they're $1.25. It's a good option for when you're on a budget, but if you want something to last, usually that's not my first stop. And then I ran upstairs because I remembered when I decluttered the closet in my spare bedroom, I had a couple of clear acrylic bins up there. So I figured out how to make it work, but what I ended up doing was taking one out of the drawer next to me that I had used for some candy, my candy drawer. You're going to see that in a minute, so that I would have two of the same size, and then I'll figure out something for the candy drawer. You're going to see some outside animal updates in this video because we had some really nice weather and then we got snow. Like, that's just the way it is. But I did want to tell you, Sweetie, just give you an update on Sweetie. You're going to see her, but that poor thing. She started growing hair back. Then she started losing more in other spots. I had somebody message me a recipe that they found on Facebook, which I don't use Facebook, so they had sent it to me in an email about a treat that this woman was giving a squirrel that had mange, and it cleared the mange up within a few weeks. Basically just like it had oats and peanut butter and coconut oil and what else? Crushed up peanuts, some vitamin drops, a couple other things. Nobody would eat them. Sweetie wouldn't eat them. They ended up sitting out on my deck for a whole 24 hours. Nobody would eat them. So it's just the strangest thing because I can see her hair growing back in some spots and then she'll lose it in other spots. And then I'm starting to see some of the hair on her head grow back. So anyways, I gotta think about what I'm gonna do for the poor dang squirrel. So we've moved on to the candy drawer, which is a complete hot mess. Me taking the bin out also made it a little bit messier than it already was, but I call it the candy drawer. It's really my Baggie drawer. This is where I keep my baggies, and then some candy is also in here. And then people throw stuff in here that doesn't belong in here, like these plastic spoons and forks. So I'm just going to move those. I have a spot in another area where I keep plastic silverware. I'm going to move it over there. Any of the little individual pieces of candy that I found a bunch of just dang wrappers. Teenage girls. That just got left in here. But then there was like just little individual candies that had spilled out of bags, or candies that have been in here forever that I know are expired and nobody's eating them. So those are just getting tossed. I have a Baggie organizer in here, which I absolutely love. It made this drawer way more organized, although I do still have to reorganize it from time to time. Mostly everything that was unorganized was the candy. But I will link the one that I use in the description box. And I'll tell you, there are ones that like the bottom opens where you can put the baggies in. That's not the one I have. I wish I would have bought that one, but I'm not buying a new one. I've been using this for like 2 years now, and it works fantastic. We just take the baggies out of the box and then stick them inside of the hole. It works just fine. Mine only has 4 slots in it, so I do keep freezer bags in their bag themselves, just push to the back as you just saw. We don't use freezer bags nearly as much as we use the rest of the bag, so it works out just fine. And when I was at Target, I did buy like a square instead of a rectangle shaped one. So that's what I'm using in here. And then I had another longer one. No, I had 2 like shorter, more square looking ones. So that's what I'm using in here. And the other drawer looks more uniform with the 2 matching because I took the one out of here. So that worked out just fine. I was thinking, oh gosh, I'm going to have to go back to Target. I don't go to Target that often, maybe like twice a year. I don't have one super close. So, and theirs are the ones I found that I like the most. So this was the miscellaneous drawer, and it looked like a hot mess. Everything was just kind of scattered all around. I moved a few things like some markers that we don't use regularly into Donna's craft area. And there was a little bit of trash in here, but it looks so much better, and you can basically see where everything is now. Candy drawer was a dang hot mess. Candy/baggie drawer, I should say. And remember, I did pull out one of the holders I had in here, so it made it a little messier, but it was already a mess. And now this area looks so much better, and again, you can see everything. All right, I have another area in the kitchen that has been driving me bonkers, which is this area right here. I have this little basket here that I wanted to keep a couple of things in here and all of our cords. And you can just see the cords are just strewn all over the dang place. So I saw a video on Instagram of an account I follow, and she had like a cord organizer. I don't know that you necessarily need a cord organizer. Probably any type of plastic bin or even a cardboard box the right size would work good, but I ordered the cord organizer, and I'm going to put it to use and get all of these cords in one spot. Have to retrain my family where all of the chargers are, where our cell phone chargers, like we have portable chargers, what am I trying to say here? The vacuum cleaner, the cordless vacuum cleaner, the cordless vacuum cleaner chargers in here. So I'm just going to get them all in one spot. There's a couple different cord organizers on Amazon. I'll link the one I bought. There's smaller ones that you can use for traveling, which I thought was a great idea. I ordered the bigger one because I was putting bigger chargers in here. And then my mom had got a new phone, and the new iPhones don't use the same chargers as like all the old iPhones do. So she gave me a box, a brand new one of a 3-pack which was awesome because we go through chargers like crazy. They just wear out after a while. So I have some extra chargers. I'm just going to stick these in here. And I do like this cord organizer because it has like the little loops that you can kind of organize the cord inside. You could also put like a bread package tie around them to keep them coiled up, but I didn't find that necessary with the thing that the cord organizer already comes with. These are our portable chargers, so I'm just going to stick these in here. And anyways, hopefully this will contain everything. We'll know where everything is, and I won't have a bunch of cords just sticking out and making the space look messy. And I forgot to show you here, but I did end up putting it inside one of my kitchen cabinets. So I'll show you that when we get to that cabinet. So this space over here needs to be cleaned. It just had a bunch of stuff on it, and I haven't cleaned it in a while. So it's quite dusty and dirty over here. I know you can't tell from the camera being so far away, but I promise you it is. I'm going to actually give you a close-up shot. Here it is. It's very dusty all around, so it needs to be cleaned and dusted out. And yes, we still have a home phone that is still usable, so it is over here. I've had somebody say I should hang it up on the wall before. I'm not hanging it up on the wall. I'm leaving it right here. We had our one broke, finally. We had it for years. And then I bought this new one. But anyways, the one that had broke was up on the wall. And it was a big pain in the butt. It would just fall down sometimes. So I'm not messing with it. It just stays right down here. And I'm just perfectly fine with that. I'm not going to go through this second basket at all because this is all basically my husband's stuff. So if he wants to go through that, he can go through that. But I just wanted to make a space for him. I made this like 2 years ago. Because he always, when he comes in, he'll put like his wallet and his keys, which we now have the keys hanging up with the little command hooks up there, which works perfectly. But he just likes to put all his stuff there, and it was just kind of all strewn around in this area. So it just looks a little more organized in the basket, although he's got a lot of stuff in there. But that's on him. That's what he likes to do. So I just leave his basket alone. So I put this basket back that I wanted to keep on the counter. And I just have hand lotion in here and some floss picks because sometimes I might get something stuck in my teeth and I don't feel like running upstairs. So I got floss picks handy in that basket. All right, now I've got a couple of areas that I know need to be decluttered. This drawer right here next to my oven is basically where I keep, I'm going to call it extra utensils. Utensils that maybe I don't use all the time that I don't want to keep in my utensil drawer, but utensils that I use sometimes that I don't want to get rid of. So they're just over here as an extra. But I know I have things in this drawer that either shouldn't be in this drawer or that I just don't need. When I first decluttered my utensil drawer and I made this drawer as like the extra, I know I kept some things that now I'm realizing, because that's what happens when you declutter. You're not sure, so you hold on to things, and then time passes and you're like, you know what? I haven't used that. I don't need it. So I'm certain I'm going to be able to get rid of some things out of this drawer, which will feel great. And I know I've talked about this before, but in case you're just starting a decluttering journey, if you are not ready to let go of something or you are unsure about it, just hold on to it for a little while longer. There is no harm in that. I've literally never regretted something that I've decluttered because I was ready to let go of it. If I'm not ready to let go of it, then I simply don't. Even if I have 3 of them and I'm like, but wait, I might need it. I might still hold on to it. And 6 months later or a year later, I'm like, okay, I actually don't need that, so I can let it go. And everybody's decluttering journey is different, so you just have to do what works best for you. And that's basically what I have learned. I have gone through areas that I'm like, why didn't I get rid of this? I've never used it. And then I'm think to myself, because you weren't ready to let go of it at that point, Jody. And that is perfectly fine. I always tell you guys, I give myself grace. If I am not ready to let go of something, it's not going. That's just the way it is. And I have managed to do a pretty darn good job of decluttering my house, holding on to those principles of if I'm not ready, I don't let it go. All right, this bottom drawer here, I've got like a couple of kitchen gadgets that I like, and then some other things that shouldn't be in this drawer or that I know I'm ready to let go of. One thing that I use all of the time is my cheese shredder. I probably use that like at least once a week. And I don't know why I do know why. I had it in here like all torn apart because there was just stuff in this drawer that shouldn't have been in this drawer. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna put it together. It actually takes up less space when it's put together than it does when all the pieces are laying separately. I did undo like the handle because it just wasn't fitting good. And then I have this salad shooter that I put together. Again, this drawer is tall enough and narrow enough that they fit just perfect like this. We're going to look at all of the before and afters at the end. It is actually the next day now, and I thought, well, I better just go through my actual utensil drawer while I'm here, although I wasn't thinking that I'd probably have much in here to declutter, but I did find a couple of things, so it's always worth going through a drawer. It just needed to be kind of reorganized, cleaned out. It's been at least a year since I've been in this drawer and done this. And I actually did find a couple of things to declutter, which was awesome. And now it's kind of early in the morning, so, and of course I'm facing the window here, so I already saw little girl. She's one of my squirrels. So I threw out some peanuts for her. She's usually the first one here, which then starts a chain reaction. So you're gonna see I get a little distracted here in a minute. One of my favorite comments of all time, I was in the kitchen one time and somebody commented and said, "Oh, I saw a squirrel while you were filming," and I thought, oh good, she didn't see that squirrel because she wouldn't get anything done, which is so true. These are bamboo drawer dividers. I'll link these ones that I have. I love them. I've used them in a couple spots in my house, but mainly here in the kitchen. And I just thought, I'm reorganizing this drawer, so let me just switch it up. I had one on each end. I'm just going to put them like this instead and see how I like it. Just mix things up. It makes it a little funner. Just like when you switch your furniture around. You didn't get anything new. You just switched it around and made the whole room seem new and fresh. The Blue Jays. Oh, it's up to Titmouse. Well, Sweetie must have heard. Somebody's chasing my Sweetie. Gotta go out and feed her. She looks just terrible right now. Sweetie! Hi, good morning. Hi. Hi, little girl. How you doing? How you doing? You getting your peanuts? Come on, Sweetie. Good job, little girl. You're not scared. Hi, sweetie. Good morning. How you doing today, huh? How you doing today? Really, we should... Hi, good morning. Who are you? Hi. Hi, sweetie. Was that the squirrel chasing you? Were you chasing my sweetie? We cannot have it. Here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Are you going to come? No. You came. Are you Meg? Are you Meg? Come on. You're Meg. That explains why you were chasing. Come on. Here you go. There you go. Come on, Meg. It's right here. Meg, hi. There you go. You got it. Don't chase Sweetie. Hi, Sweetie. Good morning. Good morning. I know I don't like that Meg's a bully, but she is pretty cute. I do want to feed her too. Hi, good morning, Sweetie. Hi. Hi, how are you doing? Hi, good morning. You're looking most beautiful today. Yeah. Hi. How are you? There you go, Sweetie. There you go. Where are you going to settle? I'll leave you a pile wherever you decide to settle. Yes. Come on. Hi, sweetie. Oh, we gotta watch out for Clark's dog poop, don't we? Here we go. There we go, sweetie. Good morning. You're looking most beautiful. Yes, you are. I love you so much. Heavens, they're coming in groves now. Hi, Mr. Blue Jay. I won't move. I know I'll scare you. We've got Sweetie. Oh, another one. They'll take all the peanuts so dang quick. Oh, squirrels won't even get them. But they play nice with the squirrels. It's so funny how they... Oh, you took the peanut right out of that shell and ate it. Okay. Oh, here comes some... Oh. Oh. Can you see that, though? There's a little tufted titmouse. A couple of squirrels. Let's be nice to each other. Hey. Meg. Is that you, Meg? I don't... Oh. Mm. Hi, you little tufted titmouse. Oh, heavens, I gotta throw a bunch more out. I could just spend my whole morning outside with these guys. Who is that? That's a male. I haven't seen Cutie. I'm very worried he was the squirrel in the road. I better throw some more peanuts out. Where'd they go? There's one. Sweetie, nobody's bothered her yet because I left her. I put a whole bunch over here so they would come out on the deck. All right, let me throw some more peanuts out. Cutie? Cutie, come in. Oh my God, thank heavens. Thank heavens, Cutie. Oh, thank heavens. I thought you got hit by a car. Oh, Cutie, I'm so happy. I'm so happy, Cutie. Oh, gosh. Cutie's alive. Cutie's alive. Whew. You have no idea how worried I was about him. Oh, there he is. There he is, my handsome boy. Always climbs up his tree to eat his peanuts. I'm going to come and leave you a pile by the tree, Cutie. All right, I'm finally back to the kitchen. That was like a 30-minute break. And it was just like Cutie showed up probably like 10 minutes after all the peanuts were gone. And I happened to look outside again. And I was like, oh, that looks like Cutie. Oh, thank goodness. It's not unusual. I don't see him every day like I see Sweetie every day. I see him. He comes around maybe once a week. Anyways, so it's just been killing me because the squirrel in the road last week I thought looked like him. So anyways, I'm so happy. All right, so far I got a pile started over here and I just added some more things from that drawer, which I didn't think I was going to declutter anything, but here's everything so far that I found in these 3 drawers that I no longer want, that I'm going to go ahead and donate. And I have to leave to pick up the girls in about an hour, so I want to make sure I have 2 other areas that I want to get to because I might have some things to donate and I want to just get them out of my house today and drop them off when I go pick them up. So this is my Lazy Susan that's over by my sink. And this area down here, I keep my cereal up on top, and this is like larger pans down here. And it's just a dang mess. So I don't know if it just needs to be reorganized or if there are things in here that I can actually get rid of. I'm hoping there's going to be a few things in here I can get rid of. We also keep my girls' lunch boxes go right down into this drawer as well. And I have a feeling there's probably going to be some extra lunch boxes in here that I can donate as well. I called it a drawer, but you know what I mean. Into this cabinet, this Lazy Susan cabinet. My grandbabies love when they come over here opening this drawer, although they have one of these at their house too. I think probably a lot of kitchens have these, maybe older kitchens. I don't know if newer kitchens have these, but anyways, my daughter has one in her house as well, right in the corner. But they love coming to my house because they love cereal and they love spinning around the Lazy Susan looking for the cereal they want. So here's one lunchbox for sure that I'm going to donate. Viv has one at school because she packs cold lunch every single day. Donna does hot lunch most days and then cold lunch every now and again. But I think there's going to be, just looking at it now, I don't have a lot of stuff in here, but a few pans that I think I'm going to be able to donate, and just reorganizing the things just made it even better so that I could actually see what was in here instead of everything just being piled on top of each other in a complete mess that I couldn't even see what was in here. So these are all things that I'm keeping that I either use a lot, like my cookie sheets I use a lot, my baking stone I use a lot, and some things I only use sometimes. Then I wanted to get into this drawer right here because now I created some space in that Lazy Susan area, and I have a few dishes here. I have this casserole dish, and I have some pie pans, and I thought, I don't want to keep them in this cabinet. I'd rather keep them in the Lazy Susan. I don't use these things hardly ever. I did get rid of one of the pie dishes. So I'm just going to kind of rearrange these things and move these pie dishes and the casserole dish towards the back since I use those the least, and then put these right back in to where they are easy access to grab. And then the girls' lunch boxes will go back in. So I like to have one extra one just in case, because they have forgot them at school before. So I have Donna's in there and then an extra. And I wasn't even going to go through the cereal. And then I was like, just go through the cereal and see if there's anything that you need to get rid of. And I'm glad I did, because what I found was it looks like I have a tremendous amount of cereal right now, which, if you did not know, I am an extreme couponer. Cereal is one thing I can usually get pretty darn cheap, so I do stock up on it when I get a deal on it. But I haven't bought cereal in a while because this cabinet looks so full, and what I found was there were so many boxes that had basically nothing left in them. And the girls just didn't get rid of the box. It might have had like one spoonful of cereal left in it. Why they didn't just finish it off when they were eating that cereal, I don't know. So I ended up being able to get rid of quite a few boxes in here. And what I'm going to do is I moved all of the new unopened boxes to the back, and then the open boxes will stay up front. So hopefully they use those up first. So these are all open boxes that have basically nothing left in them. And then I did find 2 boxes that had never been opened and are expired. Nobody seems to be eating these. Even though they are expired, they're not too far past expiration. So I am going to go ahead and donate those. And yes, I know the expiration date is a suggestion. Had those boxes been 2 years expired, I would not have donated them. But if you want to, you can. They were only like less than 6 months expired. So I'll go ahead and donate them because I'm sure somebody can use them. All right, this is the last cabinet I wanted to go through, and this has stayed fairly organized since I did it like 2 years ago, but I wanted to move some things around, move all of my like 9x13 dishes down on the bottom shelf that's a little bit sturdier, and you can see this is where I put my cord organizer in this drawer, and then I had like a pile of papers and stuff that I must have stuck in here at some point, so I need to go through those. I have 3 9x13 pans. I think one of them is my aunt's, but I can't remember, and she's never asked me. I got to check with her and see if that is hers. I definitely want to keep 2. I probably don't need 3, but definitely 2. And then I found like a little pie dish in here that I moved over to the Lazy Susan. So I'm just going to go through the pile that I found in that drawer, which was like school pictures from the girls, some candy my mom had given me around Christmas time. I don't know. I must have had this little pile on the kitchen counter and shoved it in the cabinet at some point. And I found a bunch of trash that just needed to be thrown away. If you've been here for my whole decluttering journey, you know one of the first things that I did was my kitchen, and every dang cabinet was filled with just piles of paper. So I have gotten so much better, but old habits do die hard. So I must have just thrown that in there. This I found in the Lazy Susan, and it actually goes in the freezer in the door, and it constantly falls out. So I'm just getting rid of it. I don't know why we've kept it. Here's the 2 boxes of cereal I'm donating. And then this is all going to donation. So I got a nice little pile going here. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I appreciate you so very much. We're going to take a look at some before and afters, although I didn't take a before of this area. But it looks so much better and organized without all of the cords hanging out. So this is the before of one of the drawers by my stove. It was just jam-packed full of all the extras. And I found quite a few things in here to get rid of. So this is what it looks like now. So much better. I hope this video inspired you to even tackle one drawer in your kitchen that maybe just needs a look at. Look at this drawer. This is probably my favorite area that I did in this video. It was a mess in here. I only really used these 2 things, and now that's all I have in here, and it just looks so much better. If you were already working on a project this week, I hope my video kept you company while you were working on that project. This was what my utensil drawer looked like. I did actually get rid of, I think, about 5 items in here, which I was kind of surprised by because I didn't think I'd get rid of anything, but I just kind of reorganized it and made it a little bit different. I do have a couple of things in the dishwasher, so there will be, like, there's a soup ladle that was in there. That'll be added, and I think a spatula. So that looks so much better. The Lazy Susan, another area that actually turned out really well because everything was just a mess down here at the bottom. I ended up getting rid of 3 big bulky things in the bottom of this Lazy Susan that I don't use. So that definitely freed up some space. I did go through all of the cereal. So that's what the cereal looks like now. But look at now, I can see everything in here. And of course, the girls' lunch boxes are over there on top as well. And then just this last cabinet, which didn't look terrible, but I did take a couple of things out of here, move it into the Lazy Susan area, and then I had that small pile of pictures and candy and things that I got out of here that didn't belong in here. And so now this is what it looks like. So much better. So now all that is left to do is get these donation items bagged up, and I have enough time that once I go pick the girls up, we're just going to run to Goodwill. I'm going to donate these things to Goodwill and get them out of my house. That's always my goal when I'm decluttering, is to get them out of the house the same day if possible, or the next day. Otherwise, I'll forget about them and they'll sit in my house and be clutter in another area. And I did actually remember I decluttered something from the closet that I did a couple weeks ago upstairs. That was just a couple of small items that were laying in my kitchen, cluttering up my kitchen. So I'm going to add those to this bag. So there you go. That is what I have for you today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you so very much. I'm going to see you again next week for a new video. Have a great day. Bye.